Greetings, Loyalists, Traders, Xenos, Legions, and other sort of entities of Warhammer 40K. This is Arendelft. So, I was just going through some of my figures that I wasn't just completely destroying just now. Put that back there. And, I've got a few I don't think I've ever actually covered in a video. Not rightly sure. But the first figure that I'd go ahead and like to cover in this video, in Warhammer 40K Tabletop, is the very first figure a friend of mine painted with paints that were never, ever meant to paint a figure. I don't know their names offhand because I'm just not very good at painting, but that is him. We call this particular character Mute because back in olden days he was found being tortured by word bearers, rescued. He's never spoken a word. He's merely followed Legionus completely wholeheartedly. And for that matter, he followed the one of the primary members of the Triumvirate, that being Samus, because it was Samus's force that rescued him. However, when Samus diverged off and started leading the Chaotic, he stayed as he is now. So, but yes, that is Mute. Now, one of the later figures that XL Pudding painted was Chaplain Carr, spelled K-A-R-R, Carr. And I honestly love the way Chaplain Carr looks. When I first got him, he was part of a pack of Marines I bought from somebody for 40 bucks. His face was so globbed with paint, you couldn't tell it was meant to be a skull. And the whole thing was just, ugh. As it is, all around, I just love the way that he looks now, especially considering the way he used to look and how much effort it took to strip him down. It was monumental in effort to get him properly stripped down. Alright, Mute, coax you out of there. Ooh. Yeah. And considering that Mute was XL Pudding's very first time painting, it puts me to shame. Oh, my paint jobs. Yeah, well, I'll go ahead and display one of my paint jobs really quick. I don't know if I've showcased this particular figure before either, but I figure, might as well again. And I'm pretty sure you've seen this paint job before, but I'm not sure you've seen him with this head. This is my chapter champion, I believe. And he came from the Black Reach box. Originally just had a bare head. I chopped that off. I was trying to figure out what helmet to put on, and then somebody suggested that I put a Spartan helmet on him. So I put on Master Chief's. Now mind you, I still plan on stripping that figure completely down. I don't know if the paint will come off of that helmet as easily. Really don't know. I'm kind of curious to find out. But if so, hopefully I can get XL Pudding to paint him as well. And then of course you can see the blade I gave him came from the Grey Knight's Nemesis pack. Oh, yeah. And he is, of course, my chapter champion and all that. And I am going to be running him in a game with some other guys here who, for the most part, all will be having these specialty helmets. Oh, no. Oh, no. You go back up. Go back up. There you go. Alright, these specialty helmets, and they're going to be my honor guard. And I'm going to be running them. You can go there, and you can actually go behind, so that you look like you're going to murder your friend. Yeah, and they're going to be running as my honor guard for Lady Lakewood, and that's Lauren Grath. His trophy head kind of fell off. Still trying to find it. But I've got a spare. I just need to be able to have better storage for these guys. Yeah. But, anyway, as I was saying, they are going to be running Honor Guard for Lady Lakewood. This being her. She is my Inquisitor. Legionus Inquisitor. She has mixed Imperial gear. She has the armor of a Death Watch Watchmaster, aka you can see the certain iconography of the clavis for Order Xenos, not to mention shoulder pauldron, if I can just turn her, and then this incinerator in her right hand here you can see, don't know how well you can actually see that, but it says Fortitude. And it came from the Grey Knights pack. And then her sword I got from XL Pudding because he plays Chaos, and I needed a demon sword. So who else to go to than a Chaos player? Because I loved the concept of an Inquisitor with a demon sword. That whole concept, honestly, just seemed like a lot of fun. So I've been looking forward to this idea for a long time. And let me see, I'm pulling up her lore because I wanted to read a passage about it. Yeah, that screen's about to get a little bright. Yeah, currently transferring info back and forth between screens. Okay. So, one of my first introductory passages about Lady Lakewood, this one in the middle, is that she is a Legionist Inquisitor, and after giving up her battlesuit from the Mechiandrak Wars, she has donned power armor in the hunt for her ever-elusive quarry, Cancellas Unum. It's Latin for concealed one, an approximation, and I'm pretty sure I completely botched the pronunciation, but hey, I'm doing my best. And she is wielding the incinerator blessed by the artificers of Thulk Anamur, and a demon blade forged by the Triumvar themselves that carries a fragment of Consulas Unum within. She is now geared to hunt her foe anew. And the blade that holds a fragment of her quarry, let's see, it was that happened when Samus himself happened upon one of the Consulas Unum's many forms. He recognized it to be something entirely evil and destroyed the form holding it. However, instead of annihilating it, he captured the fragment within a blade he forged for the purpose, later giving it to Lady Lakewood, whom he found out when he found out she was hunting this very creature. And so he figured it would be both appropriate and ironic for the Consulas Unum's fragment to help hunt down the rest of it. However, nobody knows yet if the thing can even actually be killed. And I'll give more history onto what exactly that creature is later on. But in any case, this is Lady Lakewood. And I have more lore on her that I may or may not cover on a later basis. But yeah, I'm honestly very excited about this particular character, and I'm going to be writing more on her. As well, one of the niftiest things about her is the fact I decided to magnetize her head. Honestly, there are a few different reasons to do that. One of the biggest was when I posted pictures of her online, a lot of people had fantastic ideas about a helmet for her. And unfortunately, I mean, people were going completely completely crazy about her not being able to tell she was a woman. And that was just a little bit annoying. But honestly, I don't care. She doesn't care. It's just not in the works. But one fella did have an interesting idea about a battle-damaged helmet either on her waist or down there on the ground. And her, actually having a head, and I actually love that idea because if your helmet were to take a blow, get damaged beyond use, you would have to take it off in order to continue fighting efficiently. And that kind of concept is kind of cool. And her wanting to, of course, save her helmet would probably strap it to her waist, or depending if it was completely rendered useless, you would see it on the ground by her feet. So that's honestly just something that's in the works for the future as a possibility. So, but for now, her head is magnetized, and it can turn, and that is kind of awesome. So, yeah. But, besides that, actually, I decided that I wanted to deploy her with some skull probes. So, I made a few. And I was trying to look up pictures of skull probes, and I noticed a lot of them were mounted on those clear stands, and I myself, not really having any of those to spare, but having some spare skull probes that looked like they would just be fine, just mounted up there in the air, and I think I got that one backwards. Yeah, that's a little close. Let's see if I can scooch. Everybody, scooch back. Scooch back. It doesn't. You can sort of kind of see them. Let's see if I can render that just a little bit. Nope. Oh, there we go. You can see them just a little bit better. There we go. All right. But yeah, she is going to be deploying with her honor guard, and as such, I'm going to be running them as Black Templars using the Castellans. Honestly, I don't have any acolytes, so running the warband didn't really work. So I ran Castellans, and it opened up all kinds of options when I actually looked at Castellans. Yeah. And so as part of that, her honor guard will be Black Templars, which helps them close. Like, it is ridiculous. Plus gives them anti-man-team will. And all of that is just beautiful. And her warlord traits ended up being Burner of Worlds, so she can do an orbital bombardment. But it was her Demon Blade traits that ended up being extremely useful. Because, as I said, ever since I saw the traits you can get from a Demon Blade, I wanted one. I happened to roll 8 on that twice, which means I got to pick the second one. But the first one, being 8, it was a, it gave her Furious Charge and Rage, both extremely useful. I've equipped her with the Grimoire of True Names, which goes along with her being technically, her gear, her weapons are Ordo Malleus weapons. And the Grimoire of True Names can only be equipped to a Ordo Malleus Inquisitor. So I do plan on getting more sets of power armor in the future, or possibly taking off her weapons and then magnetizing them so that she can be of the other Ordos. And all of those are still options, possibly in the works for the future. But yeah, the Grimoire of True Names will help her level out in case she gets into a challenge with a Demon Prince or something, because it will dramatically lower its weapon skill and allow her to have a much better chance of taking it down. I picked, I believe it was Dark Resurrection for the other one on that Demon Blade. Ooh. Eternal Warrior. Definitely needed because she only has a toughness 3, so I don't want her getting one-shotted. And then, oh darn, what was the other one that goes along with Dark Resurrection? And we just lost another mailman. Oh, those dogs are to catch up with them, and then there's going to be screaming, and I'm going to have to edit that out of the video, and other terrible stuff like that. Poor guy. Oh well. But yes, the other one was... I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyways, she is going to be a beast. And since I'm facing Chaos, it's honestly quite exciting. I'm not quite sure how that's going to turn out, but I'm looking forward to it. With the Honor Guard and their 2+ armor saves, I am extremely stoked to see what might turn out. With that in mind, let's see if I can get that camera properly. There we go. Okay. So I've been hearing a lot of rumors spinning around the rumor mill, or scuttlebutt as they sometimes call it, about 8th edition. The most exciting one for me right now that I've heard, because of course I haven't heard them all, but the most exciting one I've heard is that chainswords are actually going to have a use again, besides simply being a filler, a space filler. And that's that they're going to have the ability to take armor saves down by a notch. In other words, if your armor saves 6+, suddenly you're not going to have one. Not that the t-shirt armor is all that great anyway. If your Terminator armor, 2+ save, it's going to go down to 3+ save. I don't know. The chainsword, to me, that very concept has been something I have thought the chainsword is needed for a long time. And I am very excited about the possibility of that actually happening. One of the rumors that I have been hearing about, that I don't know full details on, is about the morale. And I don't like what I'm hearing about the morale. The possibility of when your morale breaks or whatever, that instead of just running, you could just lose more models or something along those lines. That is extremely unexciting to me. I would not want that to happen. It sounds kind of stupid. So if Games Workshop, if you're watching this video and the rumor that I heard is at all whatsoever correct, please do not make that happen. Please. But everything else that I've been hearing spinning around has sounded extremely exciting. And I honestly cannot wait to actually start getting something substantiated coming out of Games Workshop. But besides that, these are all the models I have to showcase for now. I actually do have a lot of other guard models that I will showcase at a later time that I've been working on customizing. However, they're nowhere near true completion just yet, so I'm not going to showcase them just at this point. But yeah, in any case, if anybody has any feedback on this, please leave it in the comment section down below. I would seriously appreciate it. I'm always looking for feedback on my models, and for that matter on any of these rumors spinning around, etc., anything like that. Comment section below. Love to hear from you. And if you like this video, consider giving it a thumbs up. If you genuinely enjoy this content and are new to this channel, consider subscribing. And in any case, oh, I got something caught in my throat. Alright. I'm not gonna die. I promise. Okay, I'm still alive. Nurgle, you can't have me yet. I'm not dead yet. Bloody chaos. Okay, everybody. Well, now that I'm dying, for some reason, right at the end of this video, Nurgle's trying to sabotage it. Ugh, stupid Nurgle. Okay. Well, thanks everyone very much for watching. And don't y'all get into too much trouble, or do. It's always up to you. Toodles!